I want to thank President Trump personally for his personal commitment and leadership to achieve this breakthrough. He's a tough negotiator, but he is also a deal maker. This is the second building block reaffirming the transatlantic partnership. Allow me to go into some details. We have stabilized on a single 15% tariff rate for the vast majority of EU exports. This rate applies across most sectors, including cars, semiconductors, pharmaceuticals. This 15% is a clear ceiling, so no stacking, all inclusive. So it gives much needed clarity for our citizens and businesses, and this is absolutely crucial. Today we have also agreed on a 0 for 0 tariffs on a number of strategic products. This includes all aircraft and component parts, certain chemicals, certain generics, semiconductor equipment, certain agricultural products, natural resources, and critical raw materials. And we will keep working to add more products to this list. On steel and aluminium, the European Union and the US face the common external challenge of global overcapacity. We will work together to ensure fair global competition and to reduce barriers between us. Tariffs will be cut and a quota system will be put in place. We will also increase our energy cooperation. Purchases of US energy products will diversify our sources of supply and contribute to Europe's energy security. We will replace Russian gas and oil by significant purchases of US LNG oil and nuclear fuels. US AI chips will help power our AI gigafactories and help the US to maintain their technology edge. Today, with this deal, we are creating more predictability for our businesses. In these turbulent times, this is necessary for our companies to be able to plan and to invest. We're ensuring immediate tariff relief. This will have a clear impact on the bottom lines of our companies. And with this deal, we are securing access to our largest export market. At the same time, we will give better access for American products to our market. This will benefit European consumers and make our businesses more competitive. This deal provides a framework from which we will further reduce tariffs on more products, address non-tariff barriers, and cooperate on economic security. Because when the European Union and the United States work together as partners, the benefits are tangible on both sides. At the same time, we are building a true foreign economic policy. And for this, we have started at home. We're taking bold action to make Europe more competitive, more innovative, and more dynamic. Our single market, with its 450 million consumers, is our greatest asset and our safe harbor, especially in turbulent times. We're also creating new trade partnerships around the world, expanding from the 76 we already have. We've concluded negotiations in the last month with Mercosur, Mexico, and Indonesia. In an unsettled world, Europe is a reliable partner, and we will continue to deliver deals that help safeguard our prosperity. Finally, I want to thank President Trump personally for his personal commitment and leadership to achieve this breakthrough. He's a tough negotiator, but he is also a deal maker. I want to thank Commissioner Maroš Šefčovič and his team for their tireless work and skillful steer. They've done most of the heavy lifting. And I want to thank our member states for their trust and their commitment. Our unity is our strength at home and abroad. We will continue to work hard for the benefit of all Europeans. Thank you very much.
Commission President, could you give more details about the energy purchases you've committed to? President Trump used the figure 750 billion. It sounds like a lot. Could you clarify about how that is going to manifest itself?
Yeah, it is divided into 3 years. So during his term, 250 per year. And indeed, we still have too much Russian LNG that is coming through the back door again to our European Union, and some Russian gas and oil still in the European Union, which we do not want anymore. We want to absolutely get rid of Russian fossil fuels. And therefore, it is much welcome to purchase the more affordable and better LNG from the United States. And there, approximately, our estimation is that we can do 250 per year over 3 years.
President von der Leyen.
Paula, are you managing, please?
Mr. President, for European car makers, the tariff will now be 15% instead of 2.5% during the Biden administration. Do you think this is really a good deal? Will it be possible for European car makers to sell cars to the United States with this tariff rate?
Yes, we should not forget where we came from. Today they have 27.5% of tariffs to pay. It's the 25 plus 2.5. So there was a staggering of tariffs, and we came from that level down to 15%. 15% is not to be underestimated, but it is the best we could get. It's overall across the board. Important was for us it includes not only the cars, so go down with the tariffs for cars to 15%, but also all goods and semiconductor and pharma.
Yes,
Andrew. President von der Leyen, can you give some clarity on pharmaceuticals? President Trump said at the beginning of your meeting that this would not be covered by this agreement. We know that the Americans have been looking into pharmaceuticals under Section 232. Do you have an assurance that there's nothing more coming down the pipeline on pharma?
Yes, what the European Union is concerned, it's agreed that we have 15% for pharmaceuticals. Whatever the decisions later on is of the President of the United States, how to deal with pharmaceuticals in general, globally, that's on a different sheet of paper.
Yes, Madam von der Leyen, for Politico, I was wondering about the quotas on steel. What does it mean when the tariffs will be slashed? Does it mean there will be no tariffs even after the quotas? Can you give us some more details on that?
So it's basically going back to, like with the UK, going back to the historical quota. And creating a ring fencing to deal with the overcapacity globally that we see.
Sorry, Mark Baker from Volkskrant. I just wonder, because actually the negotiations lasted for an hour. When I saw you at the start, I thought, it doesn't look like a happy couple, you two sitting there. So how were the negotiations actually in this last hour? Was it difficult, or was it actually just rubber stamping which already had been prepared?
No, it was very difficult because we started far apart from each other. It was tough, fair, but it was tough. And therefore, rightly so, you saw the tension at the beginning. So we had to work hard to come to a common position, and till the very end, as always in negotiations, you don't know whether you'll find the landing point, the landing zone at the very end, or whether it crashes. So it was tough, but in the end, as we were successful, it's good and it's satisfactory.
Because from Alsa News Agency, are you planning a sort of some measures for the economic sector in Europe most affected from the 15 tariffs in the future?
So I think we should not forget where we would have been on the 1st of August. We would have been at 30%. And it would have been much more difficult to get down now to the 15%. 15% is certainly a challenge for some, but we should not forget it keeps us the access to the American market, and what we are also doing intensively is diversifying to other regions of the world. And this opens up new markets, potential new markets. Indonesia, for example, is huge. It's 250 million people. Mercosur is a huge market, very like-minded countries. Mexico, for example, and others to come. We are intensively negotiating with India. So, yes, the tariffs for 15% are there, but we're trying also to open up other markets for European business.
And last question. Commission President, you kind of say this is a framework deal. Trump says this is the end of it for a few years. Yeah. Where do we go from here and when? And maybe quickly on agri-food, the 0 for 0 deal, what does that include?
So framework means the figures we've just explained to the public. But of course details have to be sorted out. And that will happen over the next weeks. Indeed, we're done. We have a deal for the years to come. That is very good. But also on agri, there were we were very clear that there were tariffs that could not be lowered. So that was clear from the very beginning, and therefore we maintain them. And this shows that we have to go in depth with other topics within the framework that I've described to sort out really the details in the next days and weeks.
And agri-food, sorry. The 0 for 0, does it include alcohol, spirits and wine?
No, there's no decision on that one. This is something which has to be sorted out in the next days.